Hey guys, welcome to the Spoiler Zone. This week I'm talking about the 2011 version of The Three Musketeers. Stick around, you just might learn something. Spoilers, this movie's not particularly good. There's a lot of liberty taken with the story, and I don't think a lot of people who like The Three Musketeers will be like, yeah, you know what, I gotta check this movie out. We've got some funny looking character intros where they gloss up the screen, make it look a little bit like a painting, and I did not get confused enough to be like, hey, these are the people whose names I need to know. It's more like the villains were the ones I was like, what was that guy's name? Of course, Mila Jovovich is in it, so there has to be a lot of action for her. She's not one of the Musketeers. She has all the good action scenes. She runs past the Indiana Jones booby-trap guns. She does the Mission Impossible stealth job. She also falls to not her death. And speaking of her death, at one point, the bad guys have been pretty much vanquished. And I'm wondering, where's Orlando Bloom? I don't remember Orlando Bloom dying. Did I miss something? Has something escaped me? And then he shows up at the end and he rescued Mila Jovovich. And I'm like, well, I figured she was going to be safe, but at what point did anybody think they had stopped Orlando Bloom? Also, the hot blonde chick who's playing Constance. You know, usually there's some kind of overreacting with damsels in distress, like you look at Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Willie, Indy, the whole time. We don't need that. But maybe giving some kind of sense of danger, like, hey, maybe your life is being threatened when you're tied to this airship. Maybe that can be conveyed in a more respectable manner. So in case you haven't figured it out, there's not a lot of good things going on here, but anymore, I'm starting to really enjoy it when there are characters in a movie. You look at The Thing last week. Everybody is the same. It's like, hey, I'm a dude and I'm in a cold place. That's my character. Here, we know that one guy is a little tight on money, he's borrowing from women, and he enjoys a good meal. We know that another guy is some kind of man of God, formerly. And we know the other one is a bit of a scorned lover. Bottom line, the fact that I can differentiate between the characters gives me something to like about the Three Musketeers. Oh, and the sword fighting's not bad either. I don't know how much of it is done by the cast. I guess to some extent that's a little bit more easier to get into than, say, shooting lasers at each other. That's really all I've got to say about the Three Musketeers. I spent most this weekend at the Tallgrass Film Festival. Had a good time. Note, if you plan to go to a film festival and you're at a Q&A, do not raise your hand and proceed to not ask a question when you are called upon. It happens every year. Someone's like, oh, I got my hand up. Yeah, did you, I guess what I'm trying to say, and maybe I didn't phrase my question correctly, but, and then they just keep asking, no. Also going to say that I have a new episode of my podcast, Hottie and the Jerk. I'm going to put the link in the description here. You can find it on our website, hottieandthejerk.com, which is still in development, so please reserve judgment on that for the time being. I'm not going to be doing the recaps of Terra Nova anymore because no one cared, nor The Walking Dead. I'm going to be talking about this stuff in the podcast. It's just too much work to have to come up with videos as often as they're being asked of me. I have very limited resources. I don't have a crew, for one thing, and I just don't have time to do all that stuff. So, TV is staying in the podcast. See you guys later.